Hey guys, on this lovely Sunday morning, I want to talk to you today about something a little bit different. For the last couple of days, we've been talking about stuff that people may not think about when it comes to their survival situation or their bug out bag or whatever you want to say. And today we're going to talk about something a little different that is something everyone thinks about. That, ammunition. So everybody's thinking about ammo. And it kind of came up in my mind. I was reading an article about a guy who was bragging about having 100,000 rounds of ammo in his gun safe. So lots of thoughts on that just by itself. But one of the things that I kind of thought about really to focus is a lot of people don't maybe know ammunition does have a shelf life. And the gun manufacturers will kind of give you that shelf life. And they say it's 10 years when properly stored. So you may be thinking about what you have in your gun safe and saying to myself, okay, how long has my ammo been in there? And it could be a long enough time that you'll start to see some of the malfunctions that can happen from bad ammo. And that's kind of the first thing we want to talk about today is, okay, cool. So I've got ammo in my gun safe that may not be performing as it should be when I need to use it. So what could happen? So the first thing you're really looking at that you could have happen, and the most common would be a misfire. So with a misfire of this sort, what will happen is you've got your primer, and when the firing pin strikes the primer, nothing happens and it does ignite the gunpowder. So that's pretty much the most common failure that you'll see with old ammunition, is just a straight misfire where it's of no value whatsoever. The second one you can see is some of the gunpowder crystals changing through the chemical process of just sitting in a safe will cause the ammo to become a little more potent and will cause a misfire where that case will actually rupture and lead to the damage of the firearm, because you're shooting what they call a hotter round out of your weapon that causes that overpressure. So that would of course be a very, very dangerous situation. Third one is a little bit less catastrophic. It is basically that one of the other degradations you can see that gunpowder is that it creates an acidic reaction that can over time degrade the ability of your weapon. So that's one that you can see that may not be as important as some of these others, like this last one. Jellification. It reduces the performance of the ammo, so instead of getting a round doing exactly what it's supposed to do, it degrades the performance of it. And what you'll see is it'll be kind of like a short round, where it won't have even enough speed to depart the barrel of the weapon. Biggest thing there is you can have a real serious lodged bullet in the end of your barrel because it doesn't have enough speed to even clear the barrel. And if you shoot a second round following that one up, you'll probably have a catastrophic malfunction of the weapon. And that's the most dangerous of all, is where you're now creating your own weapon. Is the barrel splintering, could be any number of problems that you could see that would be very dangerous. So okay, so the next question is, what is the shelf life of ammo? And most manufacturers will say 10 to 20 years based on how well you store it. And really what they're doing when they're doing that is doing what good, smart companies do, which is giving it a broad spectrum for how long that ammo could be good for, to give themselves a little umbrella of insurance when it comes to the possibility of a catastrophic failure. Another thing I want to talk about when it comes to keeping these things in your safe that people may not think of is, if you're going to shoot some of the cheaper ammo, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with, one of the things you have to consider is the difference between a brass cartridge and some of the steel cased ammo and other things you may see. And this is one of those rounds that is definitely purchased at a much cheaper number from the company we buy it from. And what you can see is that this ammo will rust significantly faster than the more expensively cased ammunition, just because that steel, especially if it's got a big old steel core jacket around it, that's going to be something that'll rust significantly faster. So that's one of the things that you really want to look into. Now, when it comes to how to properly store your ammo, the first and most important thing that I recommend is use something to do in retail very consistently. So you're doing the right things, going to the range and training so you can get better, and using up your ammo. Well, at the same time you're using it up, don't just come home with new ammo, plop it right down in front of old ammo, and now the ammo that's in the front is degrading and the ammo that's in the back is already old. So make sure you're rotating your oldest ammo forward when you bring new ammo home and put it in the gun safe. So that's really the first thing. And if you really can, it's just as beneficial to keep that ammo a little separate, to say, okay, here's the ammo I want to use next, and then here's the ammo that I want to use you know, after that stuff has been used up. So that's a really great way that you can do that. And really the other biggest thing that I think anybody can really do when it comes to that stuff is keeping it and your gun safe without a bunch of humidity that's going to cause it to degrade even faster, especially if you're using this steel jacketed ammunition. So that's another really big one that you can do, and there's a lot of ways you can do that. One of the easiest is you can actually just get disposable dehumidifier containers, and all they are is it's these little dehumidifier pellets, and you rip the top off the container and it exposes those pellets. They're basically desiccant. They want to soak up all that moisture just like silica, and over time they absorb that moisture. It goes into a drip pan underneath the bucket. When the pellets are completely gone, you throw it away. Some of the higher quality gun safes that you'll see will have an outlet in there for you to plug in a dehumidifier that you can purchase, and in the comments I'll link both of these different items into there so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But these ones run continuously, and they just soak up all the moisture that is in the gun safe and will keep your ammo, whether you've got this stuff or the more expensive brass ammo, in there. And it'll also really help you with keeping your firearms from beginning to rust too. So those are definitely two purchases that absolutely should be made, and you can be on either end of the spectrum, where you're going to spend $3 for one of these desiccant packages, or you can spend a significant amount more, not a significant amount, but a bunch more on one of the electric ones that actually plugs in. So that's really the biggest thing I want to talk about today, and I hope you guys got some good content out of this. If you would, just go ahead and hop down and subscribe to the channel. Leave me a like and a comment. Have a great day.